Hi everyone, I'm Lorenzo and I'm here with Kevin to have a look at some new things that will be in the next version of QueueMetrics. Kevin,
Hi everyone. Yes, hi everyone.
can you show us something new?
Yes, absolutely. So let's log in into QueueMetrics. Let's take a look at the new and improved homepage. So as we can see, everything is much more streamlined, much more simple to navigate. And we have these that are the main components of the new homepage. These are called info boxes. And each of those info boxes has a specific destination and is able to take you somewhere inside QMetrics to access a specific features. For example, here we can see the real-time info box, which if clicked on will take us to the real-time page, for example. We have the wallboards as in the old QMetrics, and we have the reports info box. But these are not the only info boxes we have. We can add more. For example, if we click here on the add info box page, we have a list of all the available info boxes that we have. For example, if I wanted to add the news info box to see all of QMetrics
Mhm.
latest news, I could click here, and this would add the info box to the page. Now, if I were to log out and then log in again, next time I would find the same info boxes that I have set up last time.
Okay,
So this way, each user can customize their own homepage.
okay, that's good. And you can of course move them around. But where are the old configuration?
Yes, to access the configuration settings, you can find them up here on the right under the settings button. From here, you can edit all your users, queues, agents, all the menus that we're used to from the previous version. So everything is still there together with the system administration. And if you are an admin, you also have access to the system diagnostics and all that information
Okay,
in
can
this
you
side menu.
can you show us what the search bar is for?
Yes, absolutely. Let's say I wanted to find my report inside of this situation. I would type Kevin, and here it would filter everything related to me. So you would see here Kevin's report, for example. This
Oh,
is a filtering that is also applied to all the other info boxes on the right. For example, if I were to search into the available
the
menu
wallboard,
as well, I
exactly.
would see
It will.
everything being filtered as well.
Okay, and then what do we have new that is interesting?
We do have a new and improved report system, which I will show you right now. So let's access the Kevin report as before. So from here,
Oh,
we can see the new report page that has some new features and a lot of improvements. So from here, very quickly, I will show you the main features of this new page. Firstly, I wanted to, of course, show you. So we have tables, we have graphs for the table here, and these are called data blocks. So a report is composed of multiple pages and multiple data blocks. So let's say I wanted to add one, so to add a different metric to this report, I would go on the data block menu here in the top right,
mm.
and it would show me a selection of available data blocks.
But
From here, I can navigate.
these are not images.
No, absolutely. These are all live data and they are updated in real time. So you can absolutely see everything that would appear in the report before you add it to the report itself. So for example, let's say I wanted to look for the answered calls by, sorry, by queue. Let me add this. And as you can see here, we have the answered calls report. I want to save on the current report. And at the moment, we are only seeing information for the finance queue. This is because we have a filter on this report. We are filtering all our calls by queue. And the queue itself we have chosen is finance. We have a drag and drop system for all these filters. So let's say I want to remove this filter, I would drag it here on the trash area. I would save this report, and then if I wait a second, okay, we can see that the data block updates automatically with all the information for all the queues.
Wow. And can we create new filters as well?
Yes, absolutely. We have a filter menu here on the right that is accessed by clicking on the filters icon at the top or by clicking on the filter recap here. And from here, we can add all types of filter. Let's say, as I did before, I want to add a queue filter. Let's say I only want to look at the queue finance as we were doing before. I just need to click on the filter, add it up here, save, and then it will be applied
But
on the
can you have multiple filters as well?
Yes, let's say I want to add another for example, another queue. Let's say back office. I just add this, and of course, this will automatically update to include the new filters. These filters can be combined. You can change the way these filters interact for each other with each other. Let's say I want to do something more complex. So I don't know. Let me put an agent in, for example, and then I want to see all the calls that this agent has made on a particular queue, or all the calls from another queue. I would group them together, create a new group, put them in an AND condition, an AND relation with each other. And so this way I would see all the calls made by this agent on this queue, or all the calls made on this other queue.
So if you drag
So as you can see,
something within an expression, it is added to the expression. If you drag it on top of something else, it becomes a group.
exactly. So you can move filters between groups. If you drop them inside a group, they will form a group together. Or if you drop a filter upon another one, you will create a group with those two filters together.
Okay. And how do you create a new report? Totally blank, so you can start from scratch.
Yes, absolutely. It's very simple from here inside the editor, where I can choose a report to jump to. I can also create a new one by clicking on this plus button, which is the create new report button. So let's say create one. I will call it Kevin's new report. This will create an empty report.
That's blank.
I
and
can then click on, yes, I can add a new page. And in this new page, I can then add my data blocks, of course.
Can I export these things?
Yes, we have various options for exporting this. You can, for example, you can share a link to this report that you can then copy and send to someone, and this will open the same report for someone else. If they are not authenticated, it will ask them to log in, and then it would make them jump directly to the report. You can export this report in PDF from this button on the top right, the export PDF button. This will create a file and it will be exported with inside the data. And the same goes for the XLS export that will export in the XLS format.
Exactly. Oh, that's pretty neat. Do you have something else you want to show us?
Well, let's say apart from all the features that are included in here, I think a pretty big addition to the new QueueMetrics is the fact that we have introduced different themes. So we can, for example, and I will show you right now, go here in the user information, which is the I button on the top right. And then from here, you can now select a theme. So you can select, for example, the dark theme that will obviously redesign the whole QueueMetrics to follow the new theme you have selected. So look forward to that as well, as that is a very requested feature that has finally been introduced to QueueMetrics.
Well, that's nice. Last thing, where do you find the old settings?
The old settings for the report are up here in the settings menu. on the top right, and from here you can select, for example, let's say we are looking at an SLA graph here, so we might want to change the interval for the SLA, so we'll just change it from here, save, and you could see right now that the interval will update itself when the new report is loaded.
That's pretty neat. So thank you, Kevin. I think this is pretty interesting. This is not final, so maybe the version you're going to see will be slightly different from the one that we showed today, but I'm sure you're going to like the new additions. So thank you, and let's try out the new QueueMetrics. Bye.
Absolutely, thank you.